Welcome, everybody, to the very on-time, first only rendition of this episode of
It's so
Games
great
on the
that we
Rocks.
get this right the first time every time.
Like, It is so great. We're always on time, always right first time, never any technical issues, never have to click any buttons like after we're live or anything.
No.
This is going to be your standard issue Gen Con preview, except with us. So
we're actually just going to play like somebody else's preview, like over this.
This is the top 5 Gen Con previews done by people that are not us.
That's actually a really hilarious idea, is to do the top 5 Gen Con previews videos.
It's gonna
what
be
do you say, Joey?
Okay. So glad you guys are all here for this episode number 28. Suze isn't here because, and this is kind of hilarious, but sort of not hilarious. Suze is so busy with Gen Can't, the non-convention, but it's really a convention, but it's an online convention. And then and then we're here. Like, so who of us is going to Gen Con?
Me.
Not me. No.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I miss you, Nicole, already. But you got lots of travel coming up planned. But yeah, Mags and I will be there. But both Nicole and Suze will be doing Gen Can't stuff. So
We will be. I'm super excited. I missed last year's Mega Karuba because I was at Gen Con. So I'm super excited to play Mega Karuba this year.
I want a Mega Karuba that's not at Gen Can't so I can play.
Well, let's do it at Gen Con. Let's just
like storm Haba booth and be like, we need 6 copies of Karuba.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's just say hi to people in chat. Hey, Mavalert. Hey, Niobari. Hey, Aerosmith7. Bob Wyman. Adbana 1. Like, the gang's all here, you guys.
Yay.
Super E. Marie.
Super E. Marie. Yes.
Yay.
I saw
Philistine. That's my roomie. Anthony W. Miller. Netters Plays. Orwando 1979. JR13.
Oh, hey, Tony.
Real Messiah. Wow Tabernacle. I love saying that name. It's kind of the best. I think that is everyone so far. But hello and thank you and welcome, as always.
Yay.
Nicole made our lovely promotional image for this evening, so I'm going to show that now for you guys. This is what happens when we don't have all of the time that we would like to dedicate to making up drinks and things. Or it's just a fun thing to do. So
it is.
It's really always your choice. Like, we don't even always have the cocktail that we say that we're going to do, but it's fun to just kind of make one up. So
I discovered the idea of dealer's choice this past weekend, and I'm quite enamored with it. I mean, it's essentially like if you're at a bar, you ask the bartender, make me a drink, and they will make you a drink.
And sometimes they hate that, I hear, but
I like going to places that specialize in that. Like they want to, they ask you kind of what types of flavors you like, and then they make you something.
Yeah. So that's exactly the kind of place I was at. And I was like, I like gin. I like
more gin,
lighter flavors.
This is gin plus gin.
So I got a really lovely gin cocktail at a speakeasy
do
bar.
the cabinet before we go.
It was awesome.
I'm going to just give you a little shaker.
Oh,
yeah. I made mine match my hair. Look how fun. But I'm going to add some bubbles to it.
Bubbles.
That does sound actually really lovely. Oh, we don't have Suze here for her to pop her cider.
Oh,
I already
take a sip and go.
I already popped my cider.
But so I am drinking. This is vodka blue curacao and ginger ale. I guess I didn't introduce us because we nailed it. Because we nailed it that first time. I think you guys all know who we are, though.
Yeah,
we know who you are.
We know who you are. Every one of you.
And one of your meeples included, Stephanie. I have here with me both Maggie Bot and Nicole. Maggie Bot, what are you drinking?
I have a Fremont Summer Ale because I literally made it to the stream with -5 minutes to spare. So This was in my fridge. Today was not the day for me to get here early.
I think it was crazy for everybody. We were talking about the show earlier. Well, Nicole, what are you drinking? And then I'll say a fun little tidbit.
I'm having a very delicious Brickworks cider made here in Toronto.
Yay! I guess do I need to bring local Arkansas cider on the show? Is that a thing that we need to do? Bring your local. I know, but Suze brings the Seattle cider.
Yeah,
so she's representing for you guys.
Well, but this only comes about once a year, and I love it so much, so I drink it pretty much all summer.
That's cool. I love
everyone
like
in Seattle has it. Yeah,
like the Abita strawberry. It's seasonal, and I love it. So anytime it's in season, I like snatch it, grab it.
All right. So what was your tidbit?
Yeah. So before the show, well, we made sure early in the week we were like, hey, we're gonna do a show because it's hard to check with schedules, especially right before Gen Con. Yep. Suze was like, I'm out. I have too much stuff for Gen Con. So she already knew that she couldn't be here. And then I think we were like, I think we could be there. I don't know. So we double checked, of course, today. And then that I was doing some other stuff. The day got away from me. And I was like, Nicole, can you make an image? And Mags was like, I can't do any setup today. So busy.
Yeah, it was. It just ended up like everything happened.
And Nicole wasn't even like, yeah, I could do that. Sure, right now. She was like, I will be able to.
Later.
At like 8 my time.
Yeah.
Well, people always ask me, why do you guys stream so late on a Friday? I can never make it, or they're in England and it's just a really weirdly early time. And I'm like, literally for the 4 women, when we went over what our schedules were, like Friday nights are the only ones that are pretty consistently open.
Yeah. And for me, even like I could get stuff done like earlier in the night because it doesn't start till 11 my time. So if there's like a work event or something I can go to and still be home in time. But tonight I had to spend a little quality time with Jake because he's been pretty lonely this week with me at work. So he's having a nap right now.
Little boo-boo.
Yeah, so I give him some cuddles.
Yeah, it's really hard because, you know, Matt, we span 3 different time zones, and there being like a 3-hour difference between those time zones. So, you know.
I am glad that people do watch like the video after. Like a bunch of people I know watch the next morning, like while they're at work. And
I know, and they get mad if we don't have it up. Like I've forgotten to, because we focus on Twitch. So like if you're watching this on YouTube, of course, go to if you can go to twitch.tv/meeples included, because that's where the chat is. So we focus so much on Twitch that I forget to press this other button on YouTube, and if we don't, it doesn't simulcast to YouTube, which is fine, but we would have to then upload the video later, which is, there's some syncing issues with that. We should do a local recording while we do it, and then we will be able to do it, but not on this potato PC.
I was like, my PC won't do it either. So.
Coming soon.
I'm so excited for you. Can I tell you? Like, I'm so excited for you.
Yeah. That's gonna be like what? You're going from a potato to like a sweet potato.
It's
like,
gonna be sweet potato.
So good.
Yeah, sweet potato would be like my laptop because it's like kind of a potato, but not a super potato.
Are you guys trying to imply that sweet potatoes are somehow better than regular potatoes? Because you're wrong.
I mean,
I just really like sweet potatoes.
I love sweet potatoes.
It's the good stuff.
Mags is like, please. No. But yeah, I still am waiting on some parts for my PC, so I had to kind of stop building it. I started building it, but I had to stop. So as soon as I get more in, I'll finish doing that, and then we'll be able to play around with some fun stuff on Twitch, and play games with you guys. Hey, Mongol5, how are you? Have you ladies been playing anything interesting other than you, Maggie Bot, Lisboa?
It's the special Lisboa hour.
Trick to chat. We're going to talk about Lisboa.
That's all we're going to talk
about. No, I do want to hear about Lisboa for sure. But
well, what have you been
playing? Yeah. Nicole, have you been playing that then?
I just got very excited because somebody's like first-time viewer in chat.
Yay!
Oh, hi.
Oh my god. We didn't know there were any left.
Geek Spiel. So excited. Thank you for joining us, Geek Spiel. Makes me
Hey, Geek Spiel.
We're like a year into these now. We're like, this is number 28. Oh my God.
And
so
you're
cool.
here. I'm so excited. What have I been playing? Okay, so I had a friend visit me this past weekend. Special friend. And he brought with him Arkham Horror Lcg. So I got to try that. And we played, I think it's like the introductory. It was really cool. Like, really cool. I was not sure what to expect. And it was like super easy to learn and really fun to play. And the narrative was really fun. So I got that fun times. I tried out Whistle Stop 2 players, which I really enjoyed. Trying it with more. I'm curious because it goes up to 5. Just how messy that might be.
I played at 4 and it was really good.
Okay, because
I'm just like really good.
I'm not sure like how much longer it would make the game with 5. But it was.
Do you want the game to be longer, or you don't want the game to be longer?
It was like a good length. Like it's like a light strategy pick up and deliver.
It was just a lot more like fun meme. Like Steve kept just getting in Tiffany's way, and then I accidentally kept getting in Tiffany's way, and Tiffany was just gonna like punch us all at one point. And we even had like an island in the middle that never even got tiles by the end of the game. Because like this one up here was like so good, so everyone made routes to it. It was hilarious.
It's really fun. I liked it very much from what I've tried of it, and and I also got to finally try the Lost Expedition, which was super cool. I really need to pick that one up. It's like a jungly kind of grizzled.
Yes. I have a copy. I'm waiting to play it. Evan has told me a little bit about it.
So like a survival thing.
Yeah, so you're cooperatively playing as a 2-player game, or you can play against each other as well, but we play cooperatively, and you're trying to play out cards in 2 phases that are not going to do all terrible things to you and try not to kill your party while you're jungle to the Lost Ruins. And the art is fabulous. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. So
cool.
I'd be playing.
Let's chat's talking about your special friend, so let's just call that. Let's give special friend a nickname, shall we? Chat, would you like let's hear what your nicknames would be for Nicole's special friend, other than special friend. We need like more fun nickname for Nicole's.
It's probably best that he's not watching tonight.
That is not their actual name, because it has to be a nickname. It has to be a fun thing. So
we're just gonna call him a damn fine cup of coffee.
A damn fine cup of coffee. Friend.
That's my
it should be some play on iHeart Museums, like something like that. That would be good.
Nothing. I'm so
Sheriff of Cunningham. Hello. Whoa. Yes. Sparky. I like that.
Sparky the Wonder Dog? Is that what's going on? Anyway.
Anyone excited for TI4? Yeah. Before we get to what I've been playing, and before we get to Lisboa, TI4 is coming out. Twilight Imperium 4th edition. Looks pretty cool. My FLGS is doing a thing where it's, I think, $150, 10% off if you pre-order, and it comes with the hard book cover rulebook, which seems kind of funny and unnecessary. Like, it's kind of one of those things where when you're spending so much on a game, it's like, yeah, these extras, that seems really nice, but it's also the kind of game that generally doesn't hit the table like every week. So it's like the game that doesn't need a hard book rule book thing. So, but it's cool. It's extra, and my FLGS is throwing that in. So I don't know if that's something that they're offering other friendly local game stores, or if that's just something that he thought of to do. But I am very excited because I love this game, and I have played it quite a few times, but I don't actually own it. And I have considered owning it. Every once in a while, I'll see someone kind of selling it locally, and I'll ask how much, and they basically sell it or like for full price because nobody wants to let go of that game, I guess, for very cheaply. But so I've always been like, nah, you know, like I could buy it for that new. So now that 4th edition is coming out, though, might have to make that happen.
There was some big old excitement today about that whole thing.
Like, I liked TI3 okay, but it just wasn't my type of epic game. I think everyone has kind of one type of epic game that they really enjoy. And so I just have too many Splotters and Dominant Species type games that, like, I wouldn't need my own copy of TI4. But I'm glad other people will have it.
You just don't tend to, like, it, from what I've seen, like, super gravitate towards those big map tactical.
Yeah, there's some of them I do like, but they have to have something else to them. Like, Mare Nostrum Empires has, like, that really cool bidding thing, as well as being a dudes on the map. Beautiful dudes on a map game that has a lot of other things going on. And
this is, pretty much stuff on a map. I mean, you're upgrading, which is neat. So it's a little like, it's a civilization type game. So it's like Civ plus sci-fi plus stuff on a map, but yeah, it's pretty much it's all about the map and the placement and where you are and majority of stuff and attacking and defending and that kind of stuff.
Trying all these space epics and I've yet to find one that's really correct for me. Like Hegemonic was the closest I've come, but it's
also super versatile, which could be good because you could add in all these expansions and change stuff and house rule stuff and whatever, but it's kind of becomes one of those games that you never know. If someone's like, hey, do you want to come over and play TI3? You don't know what that means. That could mean it could mean a totally different game than what you've played before. It could be a totally different strategy.
People do the same thing with like Arkham Horror. They'll be like, yeah, I played Arkham Horror the other day. I'm like, can you tell me the 6 different ways that you modded that and which expansions you added?
Yeah.
I've only played TI3 the once. It was an interesting experience. Like I didn't hate it. I just don't think it's for me.
You just haven't thought about it since. You weren't like, man, I kind of want to play that again.
No, and there are other games like chat's mentioning Eclipse a bunch. I've never played Eclipse, so like I think before I go and play TI3 again or TI4 even, I think I'd like to sit down and actually try Eclipse.
It's definitely a good alternative. Some people are also mentioning Xayah. Well, I was going to say Xayah has a lot of people say like a downtime issue, but I would say so does TI3. But then again, you're busy trying to plan your turn so much in TI3, like you have to be. That it's not downtime, you're doing stuff, you're not actively moving stuff, but it's in Xayah, I think that you can't do that as much. So you do have actual downtime where you can't really think about your turn anymore. But in Eclipse, Eclipse is definitely, if you're wanting something like a little bit shorter and like the same flavor almost.
I would like to try Xayah, and I'd like to try Rex as well. Like I just.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard Rex is fun. I've not played it.
Yeah.
My friend has it. He got it in a board game swap at my FLGS for like super cheap. And I kind of forgot he owned that. And now I need to ask him if we should play that. But so I got to play recently. I tweeted a little bit about it. It was a game that I always forget about because I don't own it. And the very first time I played it was over a year ago. It's Steam.
Oh, yay.
I think is it Rails to Riches or Riches to Rails? That might be like the sub tagline of the game or whatever. But Steam is a game that I am garbage at, but I love that game. And Maggie and Nicole probably know why I'm garbage at it because like I am so bad at bidding and like that kind of economy. And we play with the expansion. I've only ever played with some friends the expansion where you bid on turn order. Girl, I will either bid way too much or not enough.
I legit would put money on the fact that because you only play it once in a while and your people that are hosting that game probably play quite a lot of it.
They love that game.
you're getting like an unbalanced view of how good or bad you are at that game. I think
I king made. I literally king made on my last turn. I was like, well, I could take this. It's a little bit of pick up deliver. You're building train routes that will be there permanently. That don't go away. So what you do in the beginning of the game is very important. Where you place your rails, the people can kind of place rails around you, and there's a lot of bidding, and you got to buy rails, and you can switch stuff out. I love Steam so much. Like, I got excited. They were like, what game should we play? And someone was like, well, we have Steam. And I was like, oh, even though I'm pretty sure I got creamed like the last time that I've only played it twice. The last time that I played, I got creamed, but and I ended up in last place, but I ended up with a decent score. I wasn't too far behind them because they were kind of, if they had an option, I was behind. So if they had an option to like give me points versus give someone else points, they would give me points. So, which is like some little consolation prize, I guess. I don't know. But it's one of those games that I'm so bad at it, and I know I'm bad at it, but I feel like I don't have a bad attitude about being bad at it. I'm honest about being bad at it, but I love it. And I would play it again like tonight. If someone was like, let's play Steam, I'd be like, okay.
There's a lot of games like that.
They love Steam too. It's great after a long day of work. Are you talking about Asana, OC Brad? Get out of here. Get out of here.
I've heard Sue said that the Steam app is really good, and I have it downloaded, but I haven't tried it yet.
Oh,
yeah, I forgot that was
there's a Steam
like a big
app.
fancy app, like a big fancy one.
Yeah.
Who does it?
Well, one of the big companies.
I mean, Asmodee Digital is doing like literally every app.
I don't think it's Asmodee, no.
I don't think it is either, because
there's a big fancy one.
It's pretty schmancy.
There are some really great things coming out from Asmodee Digital soon, though, you guys. Like, I am so pumped.
They have a ridiculous slate of things coming out that's getting announced at Gen Con. Yeah.
They're working on like 20 or 24 other things. So
Asmodee, well,
so
on Android at least, Steam Rails to Riches is made by Arkham Digital.
Okay.
I've never heard of them before.
Oh yeah, I was like, okay.
That's the only app that they have in Google Play. So there you go.
That is very interesting on how you would play that. Because like, are a lot of people playing that? Do you solo it? Can you solo Steam?
I think it's a solo against ghosts, but I haven't played it yet.
But like, yeah, so like an AI will just make other rails or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
That's cool.
But Sue said it was really fun, so I downloaded it because that's what I do. Because
Movelart says I need to play Age of Steam. Is that similar?
It's real good. I've played it with Movelarts actually. When they were here, we went to Zulu's and played it.
I'm not sure.
I would love to play that.
I've never played either.
It's nice. It's like a medium weight, like not an 18XX or anything. It's just like a nice medium weight train game.
Nobody talks about Steam, I feel like. I feel like it's one of those games that more people should talk about. It is not pretty. It's not. But it's a... depending on which way you play it, but there's bidding in it. You get to choose not like an action, but like a bonus for the round. So that's what you're bidding on with turn order. You'll get to pick that first, and that will give you like first chance to do something, or you get to lay an extra rail that turn or that kind of stuff. And then it's cool because you get loans in the beginning and then you have to pay them back, which that's the part that I'm bad at. It's funny because I'm pretty good at that IRL, not in board games. It doesn't work like that because you have to take risks in board games for that. And I don't really do that. I'm uncomfortable about owing any sort of money whatsoever. So that is why I'm bad at those games. And then you lay rails down and you deliver goods from different cities to other cities along your rail route, and you get points for each sort of route that you go through. And then if you go through someone else's route, that's fine. You have to have majority though, and then they get a point too. And you can take those points in either helping to pay your loan back or victory points. So I'm also bad at that. When I have to choose between whether to take victory points or stuff that will help me throughout the game,
You've mentioned that before. Like, that's not your jam usually.
It's not. It's just hard for me. When victory points are essentially currency, I have a hard time with that. There are some exceptions, some games that are exceptions to that, but and then you're laying your rails, and it's just really cool. I like it. Anyway, I've talked enough about Steam. Should we talk about Lisboa? And chat, get your excited, most anticipated Gen Con 50 preview games.
Because we're going to steal all of your ideas from you, chat.
I'll post the link again. Yeah, because we're going to steal them all and decide which ones of your favorites are our favorites. And then Maggie, let's hear about this.
Well, first I want to say, because I thought you guys might find this fun, before Evan went on a vacation to somewhere,
he and I studying here.
Yes. We played First Martians. We played like the first scenario.
Just want to zoom in on Nicole's face right now.
No.
I have power.
Oh, you guys.
I love you so much. All the hearts for you. So tell me about this.
So First Martians, because I'd played Robinson Crusoe the first edition. I played it 3 times. And then I played 1 game of the second edition. I'm like, okay, that's better. But then I never like touched it again. And so I was really excited for First Martians to come out. Because I'm not usually one for co-ops. But if you're going to co-op, like make it the plot of The Martian for me. I like that'll do it. The intro scenario, though, in a not bad way, is too stinking boring. Like they take out a bunch of kind of like the exploration stuff of what you need outside of the hub, and
it's too like teaching you how to play the game and not putting enough of the meat in it. How long does it take?
It was probably a good couple hours. Like none of us had played before. Well, we were all really nervous going in though because of like the vitriol about this rulebook online was really scary, but I did not find the rulebook to be that terrible, y'all. Like, I got through it just fine.
Okay.
Like, it may be that I wasn't playing 100% of the rules the way that they're intended, but they all made sense and the game progressed, so I don't find that to be a failure. I think I've seen much worse in rulebooks.
Some games, intro scenarios are interesting because they are like reading the first chapter of a book. It needs to be easy to digest, but it needs to get them wanting to read chapter 2.
Yeah. So that's what I usually say about games is like you have to get past the first game.
Yeah.
You have to put enough into it that it's like, that's neat. I want to play. I want to experience that again. But you can't put too much that they feel like, well, I played the whole game, so why do I need to play that again? You know, so Legends of Andor does that really well with their intro scenario, and that they teach. I know it's not for you. It's a co-op, and it's like
there was no rule book, and I'm mad.
Yeah, I didn't like that, but I do like the way that it teaches you as.
I love the idea of the game.
There is a rule book. There is a rule book.
There is a like keywords reminder page thing and a thing.
Maybe in later editions there was, because in the edition that I played, there is a full rule book that will teach you how to play the game.
Really, like a real rule book. Like I have all the rules in one place that have the like turn order.
100%.
100%.
Yeah,
the version that I played did not have that. It just had like an
intro. Well, it's been very like there's been like a continental barrier for that, right? For us to even in US distribution or even in the English language get expansions, that took for forever to do that, and we still have limited. We don't have all of them. So I think it's just kind of been the like slow getting that over, and I think that was their like fix to get it in US distribution was to just translate the intro and be like, this will teach you. And that's so, I feel like that's so Europe. Like they'll learn how to play the game just from the intro scenario. But there was that barrier, I think, for like English countries. But
I'm glad Cosmos has the license again. I'm glad that the pieces are coming out again, and so many new products for it are coming out.
Yeah, that card
game. I feel like it should be one of those like core evergreen type titles, and it just doesn't sell like that where I'm at. But I feel like it's just got to have a resurgence at some point.
I'm looking forward to trying that card game.
I feel like first versions. Do you want it to be different, the intro scenario, or do you think it was like?
I wanted it to be shorter. Like, if you're gonna
it's gonna be kind of boring an intro.
Yeah, like
if it's gonna be
the first thing, then just
basic.
Tell me.
Yeah, if it's gonna be basic bitch intro, let's just.
Yeah. But honestly, like
get right to it.
Make the intro scenario like quick enough that you get what is happening, and then you can play a full game after it. Like that is.
Well, I'm still a little frustrated with Portal games. They know they're bad at rulebooks, and yet they're not going out of their way to hire new editors or anything like that. I know a couple of people that worked on this rulebook, but didn't get access to enough of it to really polish it. That being said, the app works amazingly well. Like, the app is smooth and wonderful and, like, really, really good for that game.
That's good.
Yeah. And you really want that, right? Like, you want the app to work the way it should.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Now we can talk about Lisboa, though, because I got
it's kind of echoing what you're saying is like, yeah, they're supposed to be to teach you how to play the game in First Martians, but I think Maggie wanted like either a little more meat for the length or less length.
Exactly. Just give me something short and sweet that gives me the same information. Or give me something with a little bit more to it. Because you've got a very complicated game. It's not for intro gamers in general. So you can afford a little bit more in the intro.
Yeah, it's kind of like the way I teach Sheriff of Nottingham. Because there's a way to teach it, which is like, here's all of the things that you can do. And then there's another way to teach it. Because that's such a family game. Like that... you know, because there are rules on drawing from the blind deck and drawing from the discard decks and like setting stuff aside and drawing first and all that stuff and like the negotiations. Like there's all these rules that you can throw in that can make that game seem like it has a huge wall and a huge barrier, hard to play. So I usually teach it. I'm just like, draw whatever cards you want. No rules. Do whatever you want. And then later we'll talk about negotiations and that kind of stuff. I am like, we've teased up Lisboa, I think, extensively.
So
Lisboa!
I played a real intro game. Like my friend Ross and I like set it out and played like a 2-player about halfway through and did like the final scoring. And then the next day I got together with some lovely lady friends and we played a full 4-player game of it. And having the 2-player chunk of it was really handy because the flow of teaching is... It's a Vital game, so it's a little harder to know what's important when and how to make it sing properly.
And you're just sort of answering to one person and teaching and not trying to help like 3 other people understand, maybe.
And you don't have the one bored person at the table who didn't really sign on for a learning game, and Ross and I could...
Or the person that's like doing this, you know.
Well, that's always me, but that's fine. I'm still paying attention. But, like, he and I could, like, talk about stuff as we're doing it. We're like, okay, I think I built that shop, but I maybe shouldn't have built it yet until I could fuel it with this. And, like, we could talk over the meta of the game, too. So it was nice. And then the 4-player went really, really well. Like, the rules made sense. In a good way, it's not just a player aid. It's a player booklet for each player. It's really well done. It's mapped out. It's got all, like, the special cards and symbols and stuff in it. But it is really intimidating. You would not be able to hand that to someone and not have them go, oh, crap, it's a rules booklet. Like, because it's big. But the game is really beautiful, too. Ian did an amazing job with that art.
Who did the art?
Ian O'Toole.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, like, he did the Venus redo, and he does these, like, big, just sprawling games for Vital right now. And this one is particularly lovely, even though I saw a lot of the complaints were from people that were Portuguese thinking that they didn't do a good enough job of it. And I was like, that's sad.
That's, you know, sometimes when you relaunch a game, you just have to do that because some people need a visual change to know that the game has changed. And sometimes sometimes you might not have the same art or illustrator available. Sometimes that contract could expire and you have to negotiate new stuff. So I don't think it's always a like, this person does bad art thing. It could just be maybe the art didn't necessarily fit with the feel of the game, or there could be like a million reasons why people choose to go with different graphic design, different illustrators for the second edition of a game. I mean, you're coming out with a new edition.
This was just the first edition, but they were saying that the art was meaning to be like the mosaic tile in Portugal, but it didn't quite hit the mark.
Didn't quite get there.
Agree, but I don't live there, so like it's hard for me to say. I just thought the game was absolutely beautiful. It reminds me of playing the original St. Petersburg. Like it just had that like stunning, different kind of art.
Okay. Neat. I'm looking forward to trying it. I heard Aaron and Ryan talk about it on Vox Republica, and it sounds weirdly streamlined, like in some ways. Like is
that weird?
Well, no. I mean, I consider Vital's designs to be really scary looking, but then actually once you're inside them, they're really elegant and simple. Like that's what I like about his design.
I mean, the gallerist
I feel that way about like Kanban. It looks like a big old mess, but you're like, oh, I get it. And the gallerist, you're like, yeah.
The gallerist is great. Like, I love that game, but it doesn't feel like streamlined to me. But Aaron and Ryan were saying like there's basically just 12 actions you take in Lisboa, and that's kind of it.
So the gallerist, the reason I would consider it very streamlined is because technically on a turn, you move one worker and you take the action, and there's not that many choices. It's the order. I was going to say
there are some options, but it's sort of linear in that you have to like do a thing to do this thing to sell this thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you kind of Kanban is a little bit more streamlined, and like you have to like literally get parts, make cars, sell cars. Right. You know, so you do have to have those things to be able to do that. But yeah, so maybe a little bit more than the gallerist. Gallerist, you maybe have like some other options on which way you want to go.
But this was, I would say, a little more complicated than the gallerist. I think it's less complicated than Venus or Kanban. And quite frankly, it's kind of neat. Like it just has that Vital something to it. Like that you can build shops and other people can activate them or build things to like prevent you activating them properly. There's lots of in-game scoring.
Those games are just they're so not like any other game.
He just does cool, like interesting, different stuff.
I would love to try this. Yeah.
No one has ever. I mean, okay, I guess I can't categorize things like that, but
matters.
I feel like nobody matters. No, like most people aren't like, oh, Kanban is my replacement for X game. Dinos is my replacement for X game. Like gallerist is the new this. Right. You know what I mean? Like unless you're going to replace their own games, like someone might say like gallerist is my new Kanban or whatever, you know, you could maybe say that. But and then Panamax too, you know.
And gallerist and this is a good thing. Gallerist is my least favorite of all of his games. And I still like it quite a lot. So it says something, but he has so few. Like he only has like 5 games.
So I've only played the gallerist in CO2. I did not enjoy the playthrough of CO2 I had. So I've just never gone back to it.
It's really funky and it had really bad games of it. But when you have a good game of it, I find it to be excellent.
Right. But I've played the gallerist probably 3 or 4 times now. Oh, it's so good.
I do think that Vital games are games that you want to either you know they're already your type of game, so you're safe buying them, or try before you buy, because like DFW Nerd Night's kind of saying like Vital games are like brain melting for you, which that might be true for some people, and some people want that, some people don't want that. And then RB Skinner is saying I bought Lisboa, but I still haven't gotten to play it yet. So and that's another potential issue, is do you have a group that wants to play these games with you? So definitely, this could be kind of like a little bit of a bear.
Chris in the chat was saying that I'm the only person I didn't teach gallerist.
Who what?
You taught that to a lot of people at BGG.
You taught it to me.
I taught it to and anytime you mention a heavy game, if it wasn't Moveler's teaching you, it was probably me.
Yeah.
I mean, in the city of Seattle, 100%.
And anyone comes to Seattle, and I can teach some Kanban. Rest assured.
Yeah,
I've taught Kanban to a few people because I actually really grabbed onto that one more so than Panamax because I didn't have Panamax.
Panamax is not the towel.
And also, I know, I was just saying, it came out at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And Kanban completely got overshadowed because Panamax blew up so high, but.
Yeah. And my very first experience with Panamax was at our extra live stream.
And Andrew's in the chat too. Andrew's going to be so mad.
So I was like, I'll wait on that one. Maybe I'll wait on that one.
Yeah.
And then
I
played
Kanban
at BGG.
or Panamax.
Tiffany taught us Kanban at BGG, and we played, and I loved it, and I bought it immediately.
I literally, it's my number 2 game of all time, so I will teach it.
You've played it so many times. It's your party game.
It is. I will play it at a party. I will play it on a boat. I'll play it with a goat.
It's your Dr. Seuss game.
It's my Dr. Seuss game.
Well, I will have to try it. But I think
sounds misleading. But
I think I would like to try Lisboa next out of his stuff. So maybe when I am in Seattle.
That like if you like that type of game, it's at least going to be interesting for a player to like. If you don't know that you like his type of games yet, I could completely.
That's what I was saying. Was like
before you buy
them. Yes.
But if you like heavier, meatier games, like
you will most likely enjoy
it's a no-brainer.
Their other games in some fashion. I think. So.
No,
yeah.
I'm
not quite the same as they're all different. Don't get me wrong, but like they all have that same. I don't know. You know, this. It's this. They have the same this.
Yeah, except for Venus. I would say Venus is kind of the outlier. It doesn't feel like one of his games.
Yeah,
well, this is his first design, and it's clunkier. I actually quite enjoy it, but it's clunky.
It's like actually literally clunky. Talk to that. 100 pounds. The game weighs 100 pounds.
100 billion pounds. My Eagle Beer shelf overfloweth.
Oh,
I don't care for it.
It's actually
why do I keep buying them?
Because you love them.
Yeah.
On that note, we will get to Gen Con 50 games soon. I swear.
We can do that now. Let's do that now.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, speaking of clunky, I just got, actually I have it right here with me. Like really just pure coincidence because I was setting it up. I have these inserts that I got. And I can't pull out the other ones because they have stuff in them. But for brew crafters, and they're foam core, and they're from insert here. And don't get me wrong, I love like Meeple Realty, Daft Concepts, Game Trays. I love those inserts too. But those wooden ones I cannot do in my games because I carry my games like everywhere.
They're so heavy.
And it's so heavy. They're so nice and they're beautiful. And if your game will stay in your home for always and forever, that is amazing. But these are weightless and they're amazing. And I love them and they're perfect. And they're for brew crafters, and brew crafters is sorely in need of some inserts because there are all those little victory point brews that you have to separate and you want to grab quickly.
So my only complaint about brew crafters was the setup. I don't usually mind a fiddly setup, but that one was intense. But
it's a little bit because it's so the reason the setup is kind of intense is because it's a lot of stuff is random.
Right. It's like modular everything.
But you don't have to make it that way. You can purposefully put stuff in that they just don't have any suggestions for that in the rule book, which I think would be amazing if someone would come up with some like, this is what you should start with. Start with all of these. Like, and that would make it way easier. But because they wanted to have so much replayability that it's so modular, which is good because you never know, like someone might be really good at like the mash tun and then they're not going to necessarily be as good because this other thing doesn't have as many barrel. So that doesn't make sense unless you know like what.
I was like, that sounds like you're making stuff up if they don't know.
I'm literally I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just using beer terms. I don't know. But I love brew crafters so much. it is a really, really, really good game. I very much enjoy it. But yeah, but maybe I should make a like recommended start here.
Well, and Robert, right, from Insert Here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's donating 10% of his proceeds this month to Stephanie Straw.
Yeah.
To do amazing things.
So now is a really good time to order.
Like, so this is funny. This is funny because I don't know when he formed his company and like when I made my Twitter name. My Twitter handle, Insert Straw Here, was the inception of that name, term, whatever. Well, outside of in college, like it kind of came about because we were all drinking Capri Suns and someone it's Insert You here, right here. Wow. And so they kind of became a thing then, and it was funny and it was like not weird and sexual at all. But he started this company, and I would see him on Twitter, and I would be like, did I tweet that? And then I would look closely, and I would be like, oh, no, that's like another company. Oh, they do inserts. That's cool. So he reached out to me and was like, well, I want to help you out. So here's like what I want to do, and are you comfortable? Are you okay with that? And I
just thought it was so cool. It's such a great idea.
Yeah, it was really nice of him to do so.
$40, which is about the same price as the wooden ones, and they're so much lighter and
yeah. The Brewcrafters one is $30.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it's really good. This one, and there's more pieces than this. I keep showing this like two. Yeah, there's a bunch of pieces, and he had trouble. I actually asked him. This might have been the beginning of it. I messaged him because we were playing Brewcrafters, and I was like, "Hey, do you have an insert for this? Because I want one, but I don't want to pay the other prices for them, and I also don't want to." Are we blank?
We are.
We dropped.
RIP feed. Oh no! Fire in a basket.
That's weird. Panic basket. It says we don't have any frames dropped.
We have all of the frames dropped, I believe.
It says it says we don't. That's weird. Let's do. I don't know how. Potato computer. Let's do this.
Bob is watching on YouTube, so he can still see us.
Yeah, on YouTube it's fine. It's all fine on YouTube.
Hi, Bob.
Of course. Which is why I guess I don't know.
Oh my god, it's so warm in here.
Is it soon?
The heat wave is really deadly here.
Okay, I heard it's really bad and like smoky and terrible in Seattle right now.
It's like my whole lungs are dying. They're dying.
No. It's actually having.
It looked like Tatooine. There's like pictures of us.
It's having trouble picking up a stream server, so that's actually not a CPU thing.
Oh, that's a Twitch thing.
Yeah, it's not. It's having trouble picking up. Let me type.
Not bro. Should we do a thing?
Is there anything I can do?
Like shuffle?
It might be. It says we're live now, so we'll see if it. We'll read it.
Okay. Try again.
Nope. We did drop frames then, though. Now we should not be.
Oh. I saw an offline thing.
Still showing. Freaking potato. My PC cannot be built soon enough. Oh, I think they're back. And they saw my mini meltdown.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
I know the last thing you heard. Insert Straw here. Capri Sun. I said, do you have Brewcrafters? Because I love the game. And I wanted a light because the game is like heavy already. I wanted a light version of it. And he was like, let me see. I will see if I could do that for you. And he had a lot of issues with it because you have to pack a lot in and you have to all fit in the box. And then he made one. I literally was like, will you do this? And he just did it and put it. And now he's selling it. So that's like really amazing.
Someday there will be a Kanban foam insert or wooden insert or any Kanban insert.
He said that he will attempt whatever I ask him to attempt, but I don't want to like put too much work on him. We're talking about a challenge.
Well, and I think what the problem is, so no one's actually told me this, but my assumption is that the Kanban box dimensions are so funky that I think it's hurting the aftermarket. Like it's a really skinny, weird shape. So I don't.
It is a weird shape, because it's like
funky ass size. So I'm waiting to see what happens with the deluxe edition. That
I love that chat's like talking about like portable drink like juice boxes and stuff now. Like
in my day, we had water and we liked it.
In my day, did someone say that, or are you saying that?
I'm saying that. I don't have Capri Suns or anything. We just drink water.
I don't. There's no such thing as Capri Sun in Australia.
My mom did not buy them for me because we were poor and we could not afford that kind of stuff. But like every once in a while, a friend of mine would bring them to school, and she didn't like them or want them, and I would drink them.
Nice. How about that Gen Con though?
Yeah, how about that Gen Con? Chat. Do you have your Gen Con preview? Oh, also, yeah, if you do want to check out their inserts. I'll put that link in the chat. Yeah. But while I do that, chat, if you are excited about anything at Gen Con 50, why don't you go ahead and list that now? What are you most, like, name the one thing you're most excited about.
Ooh, most excited.
Just one thing. Don't do top 5. If you just had to pick, like, if every other game from Gen Con 50 that's being released disappears and doesn't exist in this world, and you can only pick one game.
I've got mine.
Oh, that's really
you'll be able to pick more later, but just for now,
okay.
Just what is the one? You're very uncomfortable. You're very upset.
I'm so upset right now.
So
that game can be Evan Pulgino, by the way. Just kidding. I want to do top 50.
It's really good.
OC
really
Brad,
good
what are your top? OC Brad, top 250 Gen Con games.
Let's do it.
My number one. I mean, it's very hard for me not to pick Codename Duet because I've played it and I really like it. But I don't really know anything about the Scott Pilgrim precious little card game. I love that IP. I'm super excited about it. And so that is my one. I want that. Please give it to me.
Okay.
Yeah. So my one, so a company is printing what I would have considered 6 months ago to be my unattainable Grail game. So this is actually an easy choice. And they renamed it, unfortunately, because pronouncing it before was really not annoying. So Capstone is doing the RUR.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Capstone's like killing it right now.
Yeah.
Well, so the Colon Colony trilogy is 3 games. They have already done, I can't pronounce it. It starts with Hashpill and then it has a K.
Haspelnecht.
I believe that's it, but I keep saying it and then hearing it differently.
Okay.
So I wasn't in love with that. I thought it was a fun one. Colon Colony, I'd had the old version of it and thought it was pretty neat. But I kept hearing that Rochefort was like the one I would really enjoy. So it's been on my trade for, buy for list for as long as I've been gaming. And so that's the one.
Nice.
What about you, Steph? One game to roll them all.
There are 546 titles on this.
Yes, and you choose.
Oh.
And it's so the hard part about it is you start at the top and then you go down, right? And you're like, oh, what do I want? You're like, that looks really good. That's my favorite. And then you go down and you're like, no, that one's my favorite. I don't want that one.
Just one.
And some of them I haven't played, but I'm very interested in.
Right. I assumed it was stuff we hadn't played yet.
Like Mountains of Madness, I'm very interested in trying.
Yeah, we'll put that qualifier on it. Stuff you haven't played yet, but are and know nothing about. Because some people,
if you played it,
chat, get review copies and stuff like that. So something you haven't played. Oh, here's the RUR Story of Coal Trade.
Yeah, so that one I'm really excited about. And then if I wasn't picking something I'd just been drooling over for years, it would be Ex Libris. Which is Adam McIver.
That does sound really good.
I've been excited about that for a while because I played it at on pub, so it doesn't count, right? Because I know I'll like it.
It's got books in it. Like, that's really all I want. If I have to care about a theme, it's gonna be books.
A lot of people are probably excited about Rising Sun.
Oh, that's coming out of Gen Con?
And Mistborn. A lot of people are probably maybe excited about that. It's on the Gen Con preview list.
Oh,
I'm literally just going through, so I'm not looking at if it's demo only or whatever. I'm just anything that's on the Gen Con preview list, that's what I'm looking at.
Right, demo only is fine. I don't mind that.
Yeah. I wish I could try Ex Libris. Like, it does sound really
Yamatai is on here, which is interesting because that's been like...
It's out?
Well, they put out in retail pre-release. I think the regular release is out, yeah?
You can get
it for quite a while.
Yeah, I feel like it's been out for a while.
Like, it was like out before March this year, right? Because, yeah.
Yeah, no, we were playing it at the Gathering, so
yeah, that's what I was saying, and it was like, I feel like it was super out then.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go back up because there was some things that I was interested in.
Viral, I think, looks really interesting.
Which one?
What, Viral?
Oh yeah,
all in caps, Viral.
I meant to try that at Dice Tower Con, but never got around to it.
So this is kind of a weird pick. I am interested in Guildhall Fantasy: The Gathering.
It's fun. I played it. I have it.
You do?
Yeah, because I like Guildhall quite a lot, and I have.
I do too, and it's underrated. I think it's a good player count. I know nobody talks about it. Good player count, 2 to 4 people. Playtime is so quick, like 45 minutes.
So fun and simple and like mean and like hilarious. But what I will say, because I'm an idiot, and so I assume other people might be sort of idiotic, when you play Guildhall: The Gathering specifically, the rules for the types of characters are on cards, not in the rulebook. So if you go through, try and find the main deck, and then don't look at these other like expansion-looking cards, that's where a lot of the rules are.
Okay.
So I have spent a very frustrating like 40 minutes trying to play through the game with some friends, not realizing that that's where all my frustration was coming from, was just not having those rules. So once we found those, it was much easier.
Ooh, Saikatsu is officially being released.
Yeah, I never.
And that's Isaac's, yeah?
I'm so mad I didn't try that at Origins. It's really good.
I've played like 3 different iterations of that game, crushed it every time. I love abstract strategy, and it's like...
It looks gorgeous. Like,
it is so gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's 1 to 4 players. What? I actually didn't even... I don't know that I remembered you could solo this, so I need to look into that.
Yeah.
But I love games that employ different things. Like, so this is perspective. So it's your perspective on the board is what you're playing for.
That's what really grabbed me. Like, I got a quick look at it at the IDW booth at Origins, and it was just like, yeah, like wherever you are, you're trying to get a certain orientation of stuff. And I was like, ooh, this looks like really neat and really pretty. So
I had a less than great interaction with a not associated with IDW volunteer at their demo booth at a trade show and didn't get to play the game. Yeah, I definitely let IDW know about that interaction, and that won't happen again.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Kerala is on this list, which I oh no, I'm not saying it correctly. Someone said Kerala.
Yeah, because there was a guy named Jesus at the Origins booth for it, and he let me know how to say the game.
Right, we talked about it. Do you know there's a game called Mago Mag on here?
What? No.
It's your game, dude. Word Slam is officially.
Oh my god! I say word. You say slam. Word.
They actually have listed 4 to 99 players.
Yes.
I love Word Slam. I really wish I had gotten into the Spielnoms. I know it's a party game. It's maybe a little different than their normal stuff, but
it
like,
does.
Yeah.
How cool would it have been for like the brands to win both the Kennerspiel and the Spiel?
Yeah.
I'm cool? Like halfway through this list. Ooh, Baron Park's on here, and that's a pretty good game.
Oh, I know. That came out at Origins, right? Yeah.
But it doesn't feel new to us.
It feels new to me.
And probably
It's
to a lot of people.
like this year.
Yeah, it's this year.
Sure. I'm trying to like keep it real here because we played
I know,
so like
I am
ago, Max. Come on.
So Whistle Stop is one of the Bezier games coming out at Gen Con, which is awesome. And I noticed in the BGG preview list that number 9 is listed as being at the Z-Man booth. So that means that the Z-Man release will finally be here. Yay!
Of what? I missed it.
Number 9 is being by Z-Man in North America.
Love number 9. I will play that forever.
I'm so excited. I'm going to be able to get that not from Germany.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like a $35 price tag, I think, for like MSRP. It's not bad.
Okay, that's a little. I thought they were saying it was going to be a little bit cheaper than that, but
I might be wrong. But I believe it was $35 when I pre-ordered for the store. And I want 2 copies. I want 2 of my very own.
For Mega 9.
I'm telling you, I've never had
number
such a fun time with
number
18. Number 18.
Let's only one step. Let's just read off. Let's see, Brad. Listen, I haven't finalized yet. What is chat saying? Oh, they're talking about Sentry Golem.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That
like, is it
really cool?
Isn't it honestly just the same game with some different art? Like, I don't know anything about it.
So the original, Emerson was supposed to have this game done by Z-Man originally, and it got sold to Plaid Hat, which got sold to Plan B eventually. Made it all the way through. But the original thing was that they were going to do 2 flavors, and one was going to be this Crystal Golem one, and one was going to be like the more traditional, like spices, traders, that type of stuff. So this is what they're like premiering, is that they're still going to do the reskinned one. I got issues though. They're saying it's not going to be forward compatible with the other 2 titles because the Century Spice Road is supposed to be a 3-title thing.
Yeah,
that are mix and matchy, and they're saying Golem might not be forward compatible, and I'm not thrilled with that because I think if anything,
a bummer.
Yeah, because I was super excited because I like Century Spice Road, but I want more stuff with it. I want like the big version. So
yeah.
But I still really want to see the Crystal Golem version because I think that's more my aesthetic.
I am curious about that now.
There's new stuff coming out for Ashes. Did you know that? By Plaid Hat?
Yeah, new expansion.
Yeah, 2. Laws of Lions and Song of Soaksend.
And then there's the Warring Colonies is coming out for Dead of Winter.
Which I don't know anything about it. Yay!
Yeah, that's a new thing. I don't know if they'll have racks
Dead of
on.
Winter. That's been a thing that people have talked about for a bit. So some people might be. And in chat, people were saying no talk about mini rails and Tulip Bubble.
Mini rails. I'm so excited.
So
I don't know that much about Tulip Bubble. It looks lovely. It looks really fun. But mini rails.
Don't know anything about it, but I really liked mini rails. So
I want to play it. I've been in the room with mini rails 3 times now and never played it.
Have you seen Nicole? Have you seen the Rather Dashing Games? This Belongs in a Museum.
I think I saw that at their booth at
Origins.
At Origins, yeah. The title cracks me up. I'm not really sure about the gameplay at all, so I don't know. But
Fox in the Forest is great, but they had copies of Origins.
They
have copies of it at my shop.
So Restoration Games is releasing not 1, not 2, but 3.
Triple whammy.
Titles.
Oh yeah.
Something for everybody here, honestly. Like
down. And I really liked
shorter
all
games.
of them. Like it surprised me that I liked all of them.
Yeah. Downforce, Indulgent, Stop Thief. Like your favorites brought back. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah. I just reviewed Indulgence today on Daily Worker Placement. We had a trick-taking week, and Sean wrote about Fox in the Forest. That's like a real favorite of mine from recent times.
And can I tell you that is made by one of the coolest humans and then published by 2 very cool publishing companies. So like, Fox in the Forest, $15 MSRP. Everyone should own it.
So good, yeah. Like, just don't even hesitate.
Actual, real, 2-player trick-taking game.
It is so good. So
get out of here.
And you're only supporting amazing humans by buying it. So,
what about Cities of Splendor?
I'm curious about that, actually.
I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, I'd love to try it. I'd love to try it.
Play it. I'll do it.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do with that. Yeah, I don't know.
I was also pretty excited. So I have a copy of it, but I know that it comes out at Gen Con, which is the racing seasons for automobiles, which is like David Short's like weird bag builder that he made.
Yeah.
It's absolutely not my favorite art in a game. It's actually kind of ugly in my opinion, but
they kind of have to like stick to because it's trains.
But I
came out
they
first.
Didn't have to do that, and they did it because it's a bad joke with trains, planes, and automobiles. However, I think it's hideous. So they're taking a game I really like and not letting it be as good.
I don't know that they were just like, LOL, let's sell this joke, but I think they were like, I think David made a game and was like, this works, and then like planes, and then it was like, well, we have trains and now we have planes,
right?
So it's like, let's make automobiles.
There was already a Martin Wallace game called Automobiles. Like, they could have gone a different way. I really wish that game had a different title. That's like my personal
they
opinion
couldn't
of the game.
at that point for people to be like completionists. They couldn't really at that point. Not.
No, I know, but I am very excited about that.
Trains is really good. I love that game.
It's like a small, cute little tech builder. I thought it was okay. I thought it was alright.
I enjoyed it,
but I never played with Rising Sun, and I've heard that like fixes the things I didn't care for. So,
potentially. Did you know there's a Super Mario board game?
Yeah, it's called Level Up or whatever.
Oh, really?
It's in the store already. It's selling okay. I'm bitter. I'm like, it looks stupid.
lots of Hostage Negotiator. If you like solo games, Hostage Negotiator has a bunch of sort of like mini expansions.
That's Van Ryder?
$9 expansions. Van Ryder. Yeah. Bunch of $9 expansions coming out. So lots of stuff to add to that there. That's cool. How about Vice games? Kama Sutra and Come Together.
I think they have one that I thought sounded like a game, and the other two sounded like sex toys, which is fine.
Yeah.
Vice Games is done by Prettiest Princess and Matt Fantastic, or however he wants to put it. And
he's separating the lines, I think, just because of like the nature of them.
What was his pot one? Whatever the like. There's a pot one in those three of the Vice Games titles. I thought that one sounded the most like a game.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for him because he's coming from it from a really like open, sex positive place.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah. No,
I just don't think the games look interesting.
What about Pandemic Legacy Season?
I'm so mad because I haven't finished season 1.
Nicole Museum Hoy.
She is my middle name, you guys. She's so mad. Oh my god. Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh man. It's funny because you need to get it. Need to get that done.
I know.
I am actually, man, okay. If I had to make all of the other games not exist,
you'd need season 2.
I think I want it real bad.
Yeah. It's
potentially, we don't know because the rules might change. 12 to 24.
Yeah.
Like new and totally different games.
Yeah. I play tested it a couple of years ago, and I'm really looking forward to playing it. So I'm just gonna get that season 1 done. I'm all up in September's business. So
yeah, we can't. Heroic Logic literally just came here. So sorry to check out Suze's game shelf this week. She's not here.
She's not.
You can check out my game shelf that has not changed in 2 months. So that's the thing. Pandemic Iberia up there, Bruges.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized something. So this is hysterical. This is story time. I brought Bruges over to a friend's to play. And now I'm just not real. So I actually have 2 copies of Bruges. One was unopened and one was opened. And I specifically was like, I really want to play Bruges. I want to bring this over. And I could not find my opened copy of Bruges anywhere.
No.
And I'm literally just now realizing
it's right there.
it's because it's right there.
Oh no.
You can't see it. It's like right next to Pandemic. It's the orange spine of it right there.
Oh no.
So I opened
now
my
you
unopened
know.
copy. So now I have 2 opened copies of Bruges. But it was good, and I love Bruges, and everybody loved it. And that is such a great, it's like one of my favorite games. Weirdly, one of my favorite Feld games. I just really like it.
I love it. No, I love it as well. Yeah.
And we played with the expansion, so that adds, I think we added all of the modules, like the canals and everything. And we needed to add another player, and it was really good, and I love that game. But yeah, I feel like a fool now. So does anyone want to buy a opened copy of Bruges? Played once.
You better sign that stuff and just, auction it
played one time.
Ooh, I thought of another Gen Con game.
Yeah.
What's the new Brotherwise that I tried at Origins?
Unearth.
Yeah.
The one that looks like Monument Valley.
Because I didn't get a copy because they were just doing review copies. So I'm gonna buy that probably first day. I quite liked it. It used Push Your Luck in a way that I really enjoy, and dice.
That's interesting.
Stuff.
I like Brotherwise.
I even cared for their other stuff.
Well, I like Brotherwise games, the people in the company. Boss Monster is fun thing. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily strategic. It's like luck and sort of, it's a lot. Yeah. So, but it's good. I still love that experience, nostalgia reasons, that kind of thing. But I heard that Unearth was a lot prettier than it was delivering good gameplay. So that puts a lot of faith in the game for me. If you say that you really enjoyed it, that actually is, I think,
surprising to me. So I won't say it's the heaviest of games, but for a light game, I thought it slowed.
I mean, I don't know that they're trying to make it heavy though.
But you can use your low dice, you can use your high dice. You have 2 different kind of objective streams with your dice. Like if you're only rolling low, like I always do, then you build your little weird little hive looking thing. And if you're only rolling high, you get to take over cards, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on in there. I thought it was a really neat one. But I did read the same stuff. I kept reading it was just so high in luck. I'm I felt like there were enough decisions that I was enjoying the whole game.
Yeah. I do want to try it.
Yeah. It looks like Monument Valley.
You can do different things depending on what you roll. You're not kind of beholden to something.
I can't roll a high die to save my life unless I need to roll low. It's just how it works.
And without being to I have no idea how it plays really. I saw a little bit of
it looks pretty. That's all I know about it.
Yeah, I saw a little of Tiff and Steve and Tony's the start of their stream.
Right.
But I haven't played it. Matt reviewed it for Daily Worker Placement and was kind of so on it. So I'm I'm still definitely interested in trying it. Well, but I don't think I need to pre-order it or anything.
A lot of people will align on a type of game. A lot of people and I will talk about heavy games and will probably be okay with me saying, well, let me recommend a game to you. But when it comes to light games, I tend to not have as many people in common with me for light stuff. So it just,
you can't. Yeah.
People just don't agree with my light games.
Well, because light. So I think the I don't want to play a heavy game is much easier to say than I don't want to play a light game. I think it's a lot easier for people to go, I don't like a game because it's that experience I don't want in a game, because a game by nature is like, this needs to be fun. So it can be like work, and it's brain power, and it can feel like school and that kind of, you can feel like you're really trying to like work things out, which some people love, but some people don't like. And that's easy to qualify, to say like, I don't want that heavy experience. But as far as a light experience, like that is a lot harder to qualify, to say that you don't want that particular light game experience, because I think that spans like a much wider thing. Is it light because it's dexterity, and so it's like, is it light because it's dice and it's totally random? Is it light because it's quick? Is it light because it's actually literally physically light? It's only like a couple of cards.
Make that the thing.
So yeah, free Gidget. Gidget is meowing. People are talking about Palace of Mad King Ludwig. Nicole, did you and I play that together?
No, I tried it at Dice Tower Con.
Okay, I tried it at the Gathering, but I didn't remember. It was Adam, I think, and
it was. I really liked it. I wish it was coming out at Gen Con.
I think it was okay. It's different. It's one of those. Don't just be like, buy this if you like Castles of Mad King Ludwig. It is a different game, because you're combo building something together. So you're potentially blocking people from getting good points on whatever they're trying to do, and you have to think defensively and offensively, which is a little bit the way that Castles is, but Castles is only that way when it's your turn and you're setting the prices for things.
Yeah,
and there's a little bit do that.
The moat that you have to build as the game goes,
which is
like gets things very claustrophobic and very tough. So yeah. I really liked it. I would love to try it again.
Yeah, but it's a different thing. Yeah, I want to try it. It was like a prototype form when we played it, so they were still working out some kinks and things. I want to play it again and see how it plays.
I am assuming that the version that they'll have at Gen Con like will be a pretty final version, because they are releasing it Essen. So
another game that nobody's talking about is Valletta.
Oh, I love that game.
I played that so also at the Gathering.
Yeah, it's really good.
Sort of deck building and sort of sporadic city building in a way, and worker placement-ish.
Yeah, ish.
But like
more action selection, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
It's good.
Yeah, and that really one is for 2 to 4 players. Yeah. Very, 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 very
Stefan
good.
Dora design, really awesome.
That's in stores now. So
yeah,
it is.
You can get it now.
Yeah,
but I think they're like officially doing its thing.
Came out at Origins.
They kind of like snuck it through distribution without a lot of fanfare, even though
I was gonna say, I don't know that they officially made a thing.
It never really like had a big release. It was just
which kind of stinks. Like
it does really stink, because it's like a really good mid-weight Euro that deserves more attention.
It's kind of the perfect game in my opinion, because and that would be up there on my like top 5, top 10 if that was like actually released at Gen Con. That would be up there. It was really good. Daryl Andrews was able to win it even though he was sleeping throughout the game, which is like not okay, but that's Daryl, and he's like crazy, and he does that all the time.
For serious, he's done that to all of us, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
He probably has. Daryl, designer of Sagrada and other games.
Sagrada doesn't exist, so more copies.
Ugh, I need that game.
Everyone needs it.
It's so annoying, you guys. It's so hard to get. Oh my god.
I know. I am so mad at myself, because I would swear on this unicorn poo first turn marker that I backed that Kickstarter, and I was like not backing a lot of Kickstarters at this time. I think Kickstarter, there's some voodoo, and someone hacked and took away my pledge to add their pledge, because people started getting them in like on Facebook and Twitter, and I was like, I'm gonna get my Sagrada in soon. And then I looked to check and see if it was on its way.
No,
didn't back it. Did not back it. And so I immediately messaged Daryl and was like, hey, do you have some other copies? I want to buy some. Can I pre-order or whatever? And he was like, we are out.
Yeah.
Totally. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been impossible to get a hold of.
Thinking of selling. Heroic Logic is taking advantage in the stream right now, selling their copy of Sagrada. We'll pay $100. Just kidding.
I just and I waited too long. I could have picked up a copy at Dice Tower Con from Cool Stuff, and just didn't. So
Anthony W. Miller. So I need to pitch to his unconscious mind then, probably.
Yeah.
Daryl fell asleep during an IDW pitch I was giving him, and he still picked up the game.
He just knows, y'all.
He is always conscious. Even when he's unconscious, he's always conscious.
Yeah.
I don't know if Exit's unavailable. Is it? Is Exit unavailable?
Exit is unavailable. It's only probably back in October.
Which is when the others are coming out too, right?
Right. That is
3 more. Right?
Maybe they'll get more before then, but that's the dates that I have.
They have even more planned. Like I know they have like 10.
Yeah.
At least 10 total planned.
But they've released the titles of the next 3 or 4.
Yeah, I didn't remember it was 3 or 4. And then
there's like a Polar Expedition.
4, then it's 3. It's either 3 and then 4 or 4 and then 3. Because I know it equaled out to be like 10 titles.
Well, I have 3 of them already pre-ordered for the shop, so.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah. Then that's probably the next 3 they're releasing then. Yeah, probably. Never seen a copy of Exit Heroic Logic. Well, I will trade you. I will trade you.
I think I
will trade you 3 copies. Each of the 3 released copies of Exit for your Sagrada.
Ooh, that's quite the deal. That's quite the deal.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
That's a higher MSRP on my point.
Yeah.
It's higher. Making deals. We'll PM later. We'll talk later.
Well, I am about to pumpkin because I have to play D&D in the morning.
It is pumpkin time.
Because I'm playing D&D with people that are in England, so I have to get up early.
And an open version of Bruges.
Oh, damn. That's some hard bargains right there.
I only want a sealed version. Buy a third one.
Played once. With love. Yeah, okay. Thank you, everyone. I think, do you guys have any last words, or we'll probably close it out? We're like about right on time for ending here.
Yeah,
Max,
sorry.
do you have any last things that you want to say, like about Gen Con? You'll be there at Gen Con, so if chat's going to be there, say hi to Maggie.
So, for sure, what I want to do is talk about Nerd Night. It's Thursday at Gen Con at Union Station. It's fabulous. It's free. You show up. You have really a lot of fun, and then you go home afterward. It's great.
You should do that. I had a really great time last year.
It benefits child advocates this time, and they go to court with people who are underage and can't speak up for themselves. They advocate for them in court with the crazy legal system. It's a really important cause. And Nerd Night is fun for everybody. So I don't care what you're doing on Thursday. Stephanie Straw playing your charity game.
I was just gonna say,
but you can come before or after other things.
Unavailable for comment right now.
I am so upset. It was the only day that they could do it, and they asked me to do it a long time ago. I'm going to be playing in this tournament for charity, and it's going to benefit Extra Life. But I think I will not be upset if you don't go to that. If you go to Nerd Nighters, if you come to that and not Nerd Nighters, if you come to that and then Nerd Nighters later. But I am doing an event that does coincide with Nerd Nighters, so I will probably be at Nerd Nighters a little bit later, which is unfortunate. I'm very sad about it. It's bound to happen. Thursday night is a big night at Gen Con.
It is,
really big
surprisingly big.
Nerd Nighters is always a good time, and then I've never done this charity thing, so I don't know. I can't promise that will be a good time. I hope it's a good time because I'm going to be there and I'm going to be playing this charity game. I don't think I'm going to win. It's like kind of not my game, but I love the game. It's just not a game that I'm good at. But yeah, I'm very, very excited about playing this game. The game's called The Summit, which is actually another game that I was going to mention earlier.
We didn't even talk about L5R. We have so many games. So many games.
I know, so many games. But Summit's really cool because it has one of those like tracks that you can go up and down on. So it's a morality track, like a karma track. If you do good things, you go up, which is more victory points. If you do bad things, you go down, which is less victory points. But obviously, whatever you're doing that's bad, like you're basically wanting to get down to the bottom, like top of the summit, and then back down to the bottom to base camp. So if you prevent other people, like that might be worth it. But that's bad karma, so it's less victory points for you.
Wow.
So I enjoy that like balance type thing, but it's super dog eat dog, obviously, which is like not my like IRL personality. But the game is fun and really cute. And it's tiling too. I don't know. It's a lot of things. That's really cool. The other thing is I am potentially going to, and this is exciting, I was invited to the Geek and Sundry party on Saturday.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. I don't even know what that's like. So.
Well, hopefully Raph will be there because I know he's been writing for them a little bit lately.
Right, and Terry, and
Terry's great. And I think Raph is going to be at Nerd Night with his Ding and Dent co-host Charlie. They're lovely folks.
They're
so if you see
lovely.
them, make sure to say hi to them because they're great. And I know there's a few people that I know that are doing a panel on the Friday night. Aaron, my co-host on Great Way Games, is moderating the panel. It's about written reviews.
Cool.
Ryan from Cardboard Republic is going to be there. Mina, who does Mina's Fresh Cardboard. Jonathan from Geek Dad. Brain is failing right now. There's a couple of other people. So that's
just check it out. So many events.
Yes, yeah. So that's the Friday night at 7 if you're interested in hearing about what goes into written reviewing because it's a little bit of a niche right now.
There's also the BGG Hot Games room, which they kind of trialed last year because they came upon a room that was available. And
I've heard that's like sold out and they're going to like a big thing. And
they're expanding.
They're going to put more tickets.
Yeah, they're expanding it and they're going to put more tickets on sale. So
which is great.
I think I guess just BoardGameGeek.com for that, but check that out. They're going to be selling more tickets to that. That was such a huge hit. You can literally play all of these games that we're talking about in the comfort of just being with your friends in a room at a table rather than like in the middle of a booth at Gen Con where it's like all crazy and busy and like someone's like staring at you because they want to play the game that you're playing and they want you to like hurry up on your turn. So it has so many benefits. You can play like all of the hot new games there. Like they will have all of them. Last year they had all of them and it was super last minute. So I guarantee this year they are so prepared and there will not probably be like a hot game missing from this room. I cannot imagine there being one.
Yeah, it's really cool that they're doing it.
And Trash is going to be there. Yeah, Trash has a link there.
Nice.
Trash is going to, I think, be like running the hot games stuff, or maybe Trash might be in the booth too. I don't know.
Nice.
But I know that Trash is going to be like super involved in that. And then DFW Nerd Night will be at the BGG booth too. With that, that's probably it. That's our show.
Sorry. It's late here, y'all.
It is late. Bless your heart. But it's not like a bad bless your heart. That's like an actual like bless your heart.
Yeah. So.
And the eclipse that we mentioned earlier is also happening.
It is.
I have to work on that Monday so that a bunch of my coworkers can go to Oregon. So.
Fine.
Nice.
Okay, well, thanks, chat, for joining us.
Whoever all is going to Gen Con, have an amazing time. Whoever all is going to be at Gen Con, I'll see you on Twitter.
Yes, I'll be there on Twitter too, participating at Gen Con too, because we can have our cake and eat it.
Well, I'm gonna get cake and I'm gonna eat it, and it's Gen cake.
It's gonna be vegan and it's an amazing, yeah.
Whatever.
Thanks, chat. Thanks for joining us. Bye, guys. Bye. Hold on. Bye. Still, it's the elongated, like, bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
But we're still here. But hold on. Let's do this outro. Okay, bye, though, really. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.